Hi, I'm Jacob Suggs, and welcome back to another video. And today, I know everybody's waiting on the Revenge of the Sith review, and all the Star Wars reviews are going to be knocked out really soon, I can promise you that. I mean, Rogue One, I just found this out, is next week. I don't know how I missed that, but I'm kind of freaking out. That being said, though, I was thinking about the Knight Trilogy the other day, and it really got me thinking, and I think it's fair to say that those movies, whether you love them or hate them, they're absolutely incredible and made a massive impact on the superhero genre and on cinema. Batman sucked until Batman Begins. Nobody wanted to see a Batman movie because Joel Schumacher took a heaping dump on him with Batman and Robin. I've never met anybody who's like that movie. Ever. Granted, it's a pretty funny comedy, so if you have some friends and want to roast a movie, Batman and Robin, high class. That being said, though, I know that everybody is kind of mixed mainly on The Dark Knight Rises for whatever reason. I mean, the movie's got like an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, and critics don't determine movies, I know, but that being said, that's a pretty high rating. But for some reason, the majority of my friends kind of don't really care for that one as much as Batman Begins or The Dark Knight. Personally, my least favorite out of the trilogy is Batman Begins, but Batman Begins is still a fantastic, great movie, and I can't deny that. It's just like, if you told me I have to watch The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises or Batman Begins, I'd go with either The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises. And I think it has something to do with the intensity levels in those movies, just something grips me more about those, I guess. That being said, though, Batman Begins, great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And The Dark Knight, there's not much I can say about The Dark Knight that hasn't been said. One of my favorite movies ever, one of my favorite superhero movies ever, and I don't like to call The Dark Knight a superhero movie because to me personally, it's more of a character study. But I was thinking about The Dark Knight Rises, and something hit me the other day. If somebody's already thought of this, I'm sorry I didn't know, but it hit me the other day. Now, if you look at Christian Bale's Batman costume, Batman hides his face from the public. He doesn't want to show the public who he really is. He doesn't want them to know that he's Bruce Wayne. And that's been in all the Batman movies and comics and stuff for years. We get that part. But the thing that always stuck out to me about Batman's costume is how his chin and mouth are completely visible. And then you look at Bane, who's almost the complete opposite when it comes to his costume in this movie. Christopher Nolan did a complete 180 on this character, as Bane typically, maybe he might show his mouth in the comic, but for the most part he's just got a luchador mask. And that covers his entire face, so you don't know what Bane looks like underneath the mask. That being said, though, in this movie, Tom Hardy's Bane, he shows his face, but he hides his mouth, so it's almost a reverse of Christian Bale's Batman costume. And why is that? Why did Christopher Nolan make this decision? To me, I think it's a perfect example of symbolism. Whereas Batman hides his face to the public, he leaves his mouth open and speaks the truth, fighting for what justice really is. He's seen as this vigilante just on his outward appearance, and he's being blamed for things that Batman didn't do. But Batman's speaking the truth to the public by doing the right thing when the Gotham police and stuff aren't. Batman is the hero that Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now, according to Commissioner Gordon. And then you look at Bane. Bane shows Gotham who he really is. He goes to a football field and freaking blows up the football field. And he shows Gotham who he is. He tells Gotham who he is. He works for the League of Shadows, basically gives away his entire ordeal of what he's going to do. But the thing that Bane doesn't show is his mouth because he's been horribly disfigured from past accidents. Bane shows Gotham who he is, but he doesn't speak the truth. Bane speaks lies to the people of Gotham. He tells them, like, splendors will be enjoyed! And people are in the streets, like, beating people down. He's locked away the police. He's basically destroyed Gotham and torn it to pieces. And he's gonna blow up Gotham, so everybody's like, well, if we're gonna die, we might as well have fun before we die. And I think that leads kind of into the whole anarchy aspect of the movie, that Batman has to rescue his city, not just from an individual villain, but from themselves as well, if that makes sense. But it just hit me that, although Batman covers his face, he speaks the truth, Bane doesn't cover his face, but speaks a bunch of lies. It was a really bold choice to change something from a comic book. Like, if I were to change Batman's suit to hot pink, comic book fans and the keyboard crusaders would be at my door. I might die because I did something like that. Maybe. Comic book fans are ruthless. They hate when stuff is changed from the lore. And I think Christopher Nolan did something and he changed it, but he did it for the better. And I think that it worked out in the end, and if you haven't seen The Dark Knight Rises, even if you don't, really love this movie, I think you can watch The Dark Knight Trilogy and marathon it and still be satisfied. Honestly and personally, I can't deny this, I love that movie. I think it's a great movie that has some problems, but in the end, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. It's an epic conclusion to an epic trilogy, and in the end, I think that the symbolism and complexity matches with the spectacle for one great ride. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that I'm onto something? Have you caught something symbolic in the Dark Knight Trilogy? If so, let me know, I'd love to read them in the comments down below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, frame by frame, remember the name, and I'll see you guys in the next frame by frame film review.